Hey everyone, welcome to Marketing 101. We got a really special guest this week, Jill Cherry from Cherry Picked.
Hi
She's
guys.
she's the website person, and she's going to be revamping our EDM website for marketing. So that's coming out soon, which is pretty cool. But very cool podcast this week, talking about overall online marketing and how that ties into control and really what an entrepreneur, a CEO or slash chiropractor, health practice owner needs to know behind online marketing. There is no holy grail, and that's what I like about Jill. She's telling me about her trials and tribulations as a CA, or as your husband's the chiropractor. You run the office. Just learning and experiencing all this stuff firsthand, and the costs and the disappointments. That it's just an over promise, under deliver industry, and that's what marketing is. They're just over promising everyone and under delivering, and that's just the way it is. So you need to have a control of this. So what was some of the biggest things that you found that disappointed you? You learned the hard way, and now you do it your way.
Yeah. Well, first I want to say thank you for having me. It's really exciting to be here. I love being a part of a group of like-minded individuals and speaking into you because I think a lot of what I'm going to have to say you're going to resonate with. If you don't know me, my name is Jill Cherry. I am married to Jason Cherry. We had a practice in Tampa. We're actually transitioning out to where we live in Apollo Beach. But for the time being, when we had our practice there, I did all of the marketing for him from grassroots to online. I was in the buyer's seat, so to speak, of hiring an online marketing company for our practice because we didn't know how to do it. And so the frustration came is when it seemed like $6,000 or $7,000 was like the magic number. Just pay us $6,000 for your website, pay us $2,000 a month to continue to do your SEO and your ads. We'll get you number one, on Google. And I know, and I don't, claim to be an expert by any stretch of the imagination, but I do know just from experience now, it is very hard to get ranked number one on Google unless you're throwing a crap ton of money at it, because you're not only competing with other chiropractors in a major city that is oversaturated with chiropractic, you're also competing against everything else that would take someone's attention away from your practice. So now you have things like gyms or chirotherapies or massage therapists. So it's a lot. So a lot of what I'm going to have to say is going to come from the perspective of a larger city. I do know in smaller cities that a lot of what, throwing money at Google ads works just fine. But from my perspective, I want to speak into my personal experience with it. So, um, we would hire these companies. I remember, I'll just talk about the very last company. It was like $7,000 for the website. Then they wanted like an additional $2,000 every month after to maintain that website, do the SEO and do ads and all of these things. They promised like 20 to 40 patients a month. I doubt we ever saw maybe like one or two. Because that is a very easy way to sell a chiropractor, is telling them, I can get you X amount of patients, because then what the chiropractor does in their mind is they say, oh, 20 times 2,500 is X amount of dollars. So paying you 10K is not a big deal because I'm going to over make that money back, not a problem, right? But then where it comes to the ROI is you're not actually getting that ROI, right? So then it becomes super expensive for you in your practice. So not only are you frustrated with the money aspect of it, but then you're also frustrated because the website is horrible. They don't know how to speak chiropractic. They often speak about pain, which is fine. If you are a pain based doctor, that is great. I think there is space in chiropractic for that. But what if you're not? What if you're a doctor and your niche is a pregnant mom that just wants to function well, and she wants to bring her baby to you, but she doesn't know if she can bring her baby to you because her baby's not in pain? Which, again, going back to just the philosophy of chiropractic, there are other signs and symptoms the baby needs chiropractic care, but the mom thinks, oh, the baby is fine, until the baby gets checked. So you see what I'm saying? Like, you see where I'm going? Like, there's
Mhm.
niches within chiropractic. Does your website even talk about that? And these companies, I just felt personally that we were just a paycheck to them, and it didn't matter what we actually did in our office. So I'm a website designer now. I have clients come to me all the time. And they're like, we don't even see half of the symptoms that are listed on our website. So anyways, how I got here was we were tired of it. We were tired of paying all this money. So Jason found, his name is Tristan Schaub. He is a part of the Black Diamond Club, which is a business coaching group. Enrico and I are both a part of it. It is phenomenal if you lack business knowledge because they teach you everything. But for us specifically, we joined so that I could learn online marketing and just then do it all. So I was going to do everything from grassroots to online. And in my course there, I've always been creative, but what I learned in my course is the technical skill to actually do the things online now. And I just really excelled in the program. And Tristan, had asked me a few times, like, hey, you should start a company doing this for chiropractors. I think you'd be really great at it. And I told him no, because I was scared. And then eventually I told him yes, because Jason threatened me. If I didn't tell him yes, I'd have to go get a real job. So I tried it out, and I was like, here we go, but I shifted my mindset. I said, you know what, this experience that I'm having with these companies, I'm going to do everything opposite that they do. I'm literally going to give you keys and access to the back end of your website, because that always drove me nuts. My name is Jill. It's 4 letters. It's not hard to spell, but it went spelled incorrectly on the website for like a year. So it's like all of those things of your online marketing that matter, details matter, and you don't have any access to it, and you're paying thousands of dollars. Like, why do you not have access to that? That would be my number one question. So all of my clients have access to their website at all times. If they can't figure it out, I'm a phone call away. So that's one thing that really separates me from every other experience I've had. And then transparency. I felt like you would call to ask a question about the service that you're paying for, and it was like impossible to get a hold of anyone. And so I am a phone call and an email away. We have a 24-hour response time guaranteed. Right now we're sitting at 48 hours because I'm training someone, but we stick to the 24-hour period because, again, I want you to feel seen and heard and understood. And I just felt like those are the things that we never got. So hopefully that answers the question. I felt like I just talked all y'all's ears off.
No, great. Thanks for introducing. Yeah, absolutely. And I love where you're coming from. You're coming from a place of, I'm not just going to get mad and throw a hissy fit. I'm going to do something about it. You turn it into a business. Yeah. This is where this whole group came from. I was just like, guys, and gals, you're being taken advantage of. You really are. I saw it plain as day back in 2017 when, the 19-year-olds in their basement were like, it's $1,500. Hire me. I'll get you Facebook leads. I'm like, okay. And you believe them because you don't know. But then once you learn it, you're like, you're kidding me, right? How many clients? This is crazy.
Right.
Yeah, and that's the whole point. Then I became a mentor. I started getting chiros and peers asking me, how are you doing this? And now I'm a coach because I'm sticking on this, that I'm going to do it differently. And we're going to drive the needle in your practice the right way, doing marketing the right way. And that's what you and I are going to discuss now about what really is good marketing. And there is no holy grail. Quit searching for it. There is no amount you can put in Google Ads that will just routinely every month get you 50 new patients. It's just not going to happen.
Right.
Because you're always in competition. It's marketing. It's the way it goes. And these dumbos in the tech industry are always changing things up. They're changing the algorithms. They're changing these things. They're changing who's seeing your ads. So you may think you're targeting. You're not. Okay, I'm getting out of control here. Hire a marketer.
I love it.
Yeah, hire a marketer and you're all set. That's myth number 1.
Whew. Yeah. Everything about that is just a hard no. Mm-hmm. So again, you're a business owner for a reason, right? Like, you want your personal touches to be on your practice. So those personal touches need to be ingrained in every aspect of your practice, including what you look and appear like online. So again, a lot of what I say is just from personal experience. Your expectation is, I'm going to hire this person. I'm not going to have to do a thing, and I'm just going to blow up. And that's not true. For every client that comes to me, I give them action steps, and they have to complete those action steps in order for me to then do my job well. Um, Things like sending me photos, sending me videos. I have a questionnaire you have to fill out. And the reason I do those things is because I want to understand you. I want to know who you are. I want to know who are you trying to attract and go after. And a lot of these companies who don't ask you any questions, they're just going to basically template their work, copy it, and paste it. And that's what you get. And so I think there's a lot of, if me being here today could just shift your mindset into you taking responsibility over your marketing and what you look like online, you are going to save yourself a lot of headaches down the road if you think that hiring a company is going to just solve all of your problems. Even me, even if you hire me, I'm not going to solve all of your problems. I'm just not. I'm going to give you a really amazing, beautiful website that when people land there, they stick and they convert into whatever you want them to do. I have data to prove that. However, I'm not responsible to get people to your website. That's not my job. That's your job through social media posting, engaging with people who currently follow you, posting content they actually want to see. A good book to read is called The Pendulum, and it talks about our society being on a 30-year swing, and we go from a we society to a me society. We are coming out of the we society, which is the mentality that everyone wear a mask so nobody gets sick. That's a we mentality. The me mentality is what can I do to better myself, to better my family, and it's all self-centered. So there's positives and negatives to both. But with the me society, there is data showing that people want to work with people that they know, that they like, and they trust. They want to know that you are a real human being. They want to know that they resonate with you on some level personally before they will ever consider you as their chiropractor. I cannot do that for you. That's you. That's your personality. So I think the flawed reasoning behind is just hire X company, X marketing company, right? And we're going to solve all your problems. If we could just get that out of your head, that that's not how this is going to work, I think I would have done my job today and made a difference.
Love it so much. Your personality is your personal. In business, it's called your brand. Entrepreneurs don't have a clue what this means, brand. They just go into marketing. Your brand is your personality. Jill asks you these questions to get your personality and turn it into a brand. That brand is then megaphoned into your community. I've got videos on this. I've sold courses. The Chiros buy it and they watch 18% of the videos. And they're like, Doc, the marketing isn't working. I'm like, there was 20 videos. You watched 2. We do this. We buy a book. We read the first chapter. We forget to read the rest of the book. Yeah. Read Pendulum from front to end, please, because you're going to be ahead of the curve and understand what me society means. They're looking for you particularly. This is your time. Here's your window of being the loudest voice. And okay, we're getting off track here. I love you, Jill. This is great.
I know.
Yeah. So that's a myth. Hire a marketer and all problems are solved. I think most people listening know that.
Yeah.
Number 2, SEO is expensive.
Or I was going to say, they do SEO, right?
Right. Or let's buy SEO.
You can pay a company. I was going to make a joke, but they don't know me that well yet. But just pay X marketing company $1,500 to $2,500 a month. And you're going to rank number 1. Like, we got you.
Yeah.
Okay, show me, right? Because anytime that's ever been said to Jason and I, it's not true. We have gotten to the first page of Google. Have we been number 1? No. You want to know why? Because we have a chiropractor in our town who also owns The Joint. So his marketing then he basically throws a bunch of dollars at The Joint. So The Joint is actually always the first thing to pop up, which again, nothing wrong with The Joint. There is something for everyone out there. Mm-hmm. But he also funnels clients into his regular practice. So it's like a game, right? So I'm bringing this up to say there is no Band-Aid. You cannot throw a Band-Aid on like an open wound that needs stitches and like expect miracles. Like, that's just not going to happen, right? So one thing I've learned with SEO specifically, because that's like the mythical term, right? Everyone is like search engine optimization. What is it? They think they know what it is, but they have no idea. They have no idea that, like, if I were to ask a question right now, like, Enrico, do you know what domain authority is? You might, because you're in the realm of marketing and teaching people to market themselves. But do you know what a domain authority is?
Go ahead. Tell them what it is.
So a domain authority is basically a grade of that domain and how trustworthy that domain is. Um, do you have any idea that your SEO is tied to that authority? No, because I didn't as of like a few months ago. I just learned about it and I've been doing this close to 2 years. So a domain authority is important, but how do you get that authority is by getting your website listed in directories. You get your web, like if you are featured on some article online, make sure they list your website because now your website is backlinked to that website. That also is another way to increase authority. These are all free things that you don't have to pay a dime to. Driving traffic to your website, having legitimate, really good content that people want to read on your website. So a blog, that's another way to increase your SEO. Again, that's free.
Creating your own content though, because these iMatrix and these templated websites like Perfect Patients will use a certain amount of blogs, but across hundreds of the same chiropractors websites across the country. And Google does not like that because it's copied content.
Correct. And that is why I do not offer a blogging service. I have a guy, his name is Zach. He does copywriting for me, but I think he has like a 5 to 6 article max because he doesn't want to, again, recreate the same content over and over because it does not service you. Mm-hmm. Another thing you can do, honestly, SEO is just driving traffic to your website, making sure you're updating content. If you follow me on social media, I post a lot. Me as a human being by nature, I hate posting on social media, but I do it because it's helping my website to gain credibility. Google reviews, those are free. Those help you with SEO. Like there's a bunch of different facets that help rank you for search engine optimization because the more people who are looking you up, who are going to your website. Random, did you know that page loading speeds also affect your SEO?
Mm-hmm. I did.
So if your page loading speed is too high, meaning it takes forever to load that page, whether maybe your images are sized too high, your video on your home page is like 4 minutes, and that is an extremely large file, that actually lowers your SEO as well. That's something, again, that's not something that should cost money. That's just knowledge that you don't know that I'm telling you right now. So you make sure that your pages function well. That helps increase your SEO as well. I'm naming all of these things that are completely free to do.
Love it.
But notice that they're up to you to do it, right? It's up to you to say, hey, I need to update my content. I need to post more. I need to get more Google reviews. And then along that same vein, SEO is like a revolving door. It never stops. It's not something you set and you're good for life. It's something you have to continue to do. You have to continue to get reviews because if you go on a Google search for a doctor and their last review is from 2019, do you think that's relevant? No. You need updated content that's relevant to your time, right? So, in fun fact too, since we're just right around the corner from the new year, a lot of your reviews will show last year because it's in 2022, and they could have left it for you December 24th, but it's still last year. So, you know what I mean? So,
yeah, all those things. Great tips. Fantastic tips. SEO is a revolving door. That's the quote from this podcast for sure. It's something you got to always be working on. And that's why vlogs and blogs on the background are so important. I say create your own. I know Zach and these people are great at creating content. If you need that, go ahead. But just write your own blog. You can write. And here's how a blog needs to work. It needs to be written in a 3rd grade level. Yeah. So most chiropractors are doing way too much as far as explaining this stuff. People are looking, do you have the answers to why my face is drooping?
Yeah.
Can you help me?
Can you?
That's really it.
Wow.
You have droopy face? Come say me.
Yeah.
That's not a medical term, but that's exactly the blog that you should be writing. Droopy face.
Droopy face.
Perfect. And no one else is writing about droopy face. It's going to be original content.
Yeah.
And then you're going to write Bell's palsy, neuralgia, trigeminal neuralgia. You're going to hit the trigger words in there. And you're going to keep saying Cherry Chiropractic, Cherry Chiropractic, Cherry Chiropractic. We help you at Cherry Chiropractic. And then Google reads that and go, okay, we'll do a blog video together. How about that?
I was going to say too, resources that your listeners can use to help them with content is explodingtopics.com and answerthepublic.com. So exploding topics are going to be recent things that people are Googling. So if it's relevant to you in that time, you can write about it. And then answerthepublic.com, you can actually search for what questions people are asking around a specific topic. So for example, if you go to Answer the Public, type in health or chiropractic, it will give you the top 80 questions people are Googling around that specific topic. Then what you can do is it takes all of the brain work out of it. Maybe the question on there is, can chiropractic help with sciatica? Well, duh. So then you're going to take and copy that question. You're going to do an introductory paragraph about what is sciatica? What are the symptoms of sciatica? How can you help sciatica in your office? And your fourth should always be a call to action. You're going to call them to book an appointment online or call you at your office to make an appointment. That should be the way that you format your blogs. And then also, again, if you lack creativity or coming up with topics, those are 2 resources you can use.
Awesome. I didn't even know about those 2. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Check out great resources. Great stuff. I mean, and it's not a one and done thing, right? I mean, marketing is never just a one and done. We're all set and good to go. It's a revolving thing. You need to be working on this. People get confused about hiring and delegating and doing the 3 things. And I think that's where my coaching comes in. We tell when to do, when to delegate, when to hire. And it saves the entrepreneurs so much time and effort. This is what Sean and Lacey did for me, right? Just saving me time of thinking. How long do you sit and dwell before you pull the trigger on something that could revolutionize your business?
Right.
For months, years. And, they were just like, no, that's a waste of time. Fire them tomorrow. Like, get rid of them. They're hurting your business. Okay. Wow. Geez. I was going to talk to them first, but I guess I'm firing them, but the machine just started going because it was efficient and it got out of my own head. My mindset was clear and they just reinforced the mindset. That's what a good coach does. And that's what a good website. I mean, same with you. You're just going to clean things up for people. So marketing is not a one and done, but my clients and people listening are always like, oh, now I got to do it all. Not really. You can that's the delegation. That's where delegation comes from. My associates do a lot of the writing of blogs and they love it because they get to say the stuff that they want, like their niche and working with shoulders or babies or infants or colic or whatever it may be. And now
that's brilliant because they're also explaining it at that 3rd grade level. You know what makes me a firecracker when it comes to marketing and chiropractic, because that's my niche. I have 170 clients and I would say like 150 of them are all chiropractors. I know chiropractic, but I also know the average American really needs it dumbed down to understand what y'all are doing. You know what I mean? So having your
it's not dumbed down. It has to be simple.
Right.
I think subconsciously it's just an easier read for them and they'll make it to the end.
Yes.
Once you start getting into terminology, you lose the reader a little bit. Even if they make it to the end of the blog, they didn't process a lot of it because it was out of their scope, out of their knowledge base, and that's okay too. So that's a great tip too. Just write the blog very simply, like you're trying to teach your 8-year-old about why somebody's leg sometimes hurts. Or that's a great tip too. Jill, this was fantastic. I'm going to put all your links into the blog so people can find you. Make sure you're part of the group. Check out Cherry Picked. I mean, this is amazing stuff, and we're here for you. This is the people I'm talking about in the group. You guys just need to get engaged. Post, ask your comments, ask your questions in the group. It's all free stuff. We're here to help you out and guide you in the right direction.
Yeah. If you have any questions, even if you don't hire me to do your website, that is fine. I am here. Ask me any questions you want.
Yeah, send her your website link. She'll get back to you, same day and just give you a couple tips. Cool. Thanks, Jill.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. See you guys.
Bye.